Levi, so now we are doing this one. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, Sonnet 29. Now let me read it. He said what? When in disgrace with fortune and men's eye. So right now, Shakespeare is not like, it's like fortune, meaning the intangible things of life, like success, like luck, like goodness. They are working against him in this. So from this analogy, you can see that all the good things of life are not working in this man's favor. So he's in disgrace with fortune. He's also in disgrace with men's eyes. So you see that the supernatural aspect of life, let me know supernatural, the philosophical or intangible aspects of life, and then the tangible aspects of life, which is we humans, they are not working in favor of this man. So he said, when in disgrace, I alone beweep my outcast state. So it's like everything is working against him. And then at this level, he alone is now crying, like he's feeling self-pity for his of being an outcast. No one an outcast is someone that is rejected by society, someone that has been segregated from the society due to his differences. So you see that this particular line tells you of someone now that basically every aspect of life has rejected him. And he says, I beat my outcast state and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cry. Meaning he's even probably praying. He's in a state of despair and he's praying, but heaven has become deaf to his cries. You see, I'm troubled deaf heaven with my bootless cries. And his cries are what we describe as bootless, ineffective. He's crying, but heaven is not hearing. There is no answer. There is no reproof. He said, and I look upon myself and curse my fate. Now he's looking upon himself and he's cursing his fate. He's cursing his state. You understand this? You can look at Job. And Job, the Bible says, and Job cursed the day he was born. He said, cursed be the day I was born. Let the day be removed from the memory of life. So you see, in this instance, now this Shakespeare in this instance is cursing his fate. He's wishing that, oh, I was never born, because he's in a state of despair. He's in a state of depression. Now the next one, it says, wishing me to like one more rich in hope. So you see now he's wishing to like someone that is full of hope. The lowest level someone can get to is when the person becomes hopeless. When there is hope, there is life, or when there is life, there is hope. So meaning the presence of hope, you still have that push, that drive that all will be well. But now he's lacking hope. So he's even wishing he's like someone that has hope. He said he's wishing he's featured like that person. He's wishing he's like the way that person is. That person has friends. That person has this. That person has that. So that's the lines desiring this man's art and that man's scope. So he's wishing he's like this person, wishing he's like that person. Because right now he's in a state whereby he's miserable. I don't know if he gets the idea. He's in a good state. So he's wishing, oh, I'm like this, wishing I'm like this person, wishing I'm like that person. He said, yet, he said, desiring this man's art and that man's scope with what I most enjoy, contented least. Meaning all these things is desiring. He used to have it before. But now life has turned upside down. And he has reached that level whereby the things he used to have, he has no more. You see, he said, with yet in these thoughts, I myself almost despising. So you see, he has gone to that level whereby he knows that his thoughts, the previous ones shown in the previous line, are thoughts of envy and jealousy. And he's now despising himself, he's chastising himself, he's correcting himself. Now you have some bad thoughts and you say, oh, I shouldn't have thought like that. I shouldn't, that kind of thing shouldn't have come to my mind. So right now he's chastising himself that he shouldn't have thought in that manner. He shouldn't have, as a normal person, such as, how do I say it? Ideas or thoughts come to his mind. He said, happily I think on thee. So now the mood has shifted. He has now shifted to the state whereby he's thinking about his baby, probably the lady poem. He said, happily I think on thee. So when he thinks on this particular lady, what happened? And then my state, meaning his situation, his mind, the way he is, his demeanor. Do you get it? And then my state, like to the lark at break of day, arising from sullen air, sing things at heaven's gate. So now he's comparing the change in his situation the change in his state, the change in his demeanor, the change in what goes on in his mind. So you see, he's sad. So there's a change in emotion. And he's comparing it to how a bird who is at night restricted cannot fly. The bird is at the swelling earth. Is at the earth, at the ground, sad. But the moment the sun rises up, you see the bird, it flies, arising from the ground and goes to the sky. And you see, to show the change, the level in which he has become joyful, he's saying that like the bird is singing at heaven's what gate, and heaven is the symbolism of joy. So I don't know if you are getting it. Heaven is a symbolism of joy. He said, "For thy sweet love remembered, such wealth brings." So according to Shakespeare, when he remembers this lady's love, it brings him a form of wealth that is beyond what he's even passing through right now, and it comforts him in a manner. He said, "And then I scorn to my state with king." So kind of wealth the memory of this lady brings him, the thought of this lady brings him. You rather be in the situation the way he's depressed than to change the situation with that of kings. So you see what this poem is about. So there are ideas you can get from this poem, like the idea that of loneliness and depression, of how love can change, or love can change someone's state. A lot of ideas you can get from this poem. I don't have the notes, so I don't really have them in my head and casa, I won't lie to you. But this is basically the major idea, so you can look at it. So I think the first line talks about depression, talks about a state of dejection. You now talk about envy and jealousy, where he starts envying other people. Those are the themes, envy and jealousy. Then we talk about a change in state of the mind due to the introduction of love, from which you can see, and then there are many other things there. So that is Sonnet 29 by William Shakespeare.